Greetings, the Astro 30 here again, and this is a kind of tool review, if you like. I've got this Duratech circuit board clamping kit. It's about $20 from JCar. There's the part number there, or catalog number, TH-1980. Actually, Peter Jansen was the one that got me onto this in a previous video. He made comment that I'd stopped using this thing. Well, the reason I stopped using this thing is because this magnifying glass is a pain in the ass. It gets in the way more than it actually helps. And sure, I can take it off, but then I negate the light, which I think still works. Yeah, still works. But yeah, the angle of where the soldering iron was mounted, it was awkward, and yeah, that's one of the two reasons I stopped using it, was because it's awkward and the magnifying glass is kind of a pain in the ass and gets in the way. Of course, I'm not going to stop using it. I'll still find a use for it, but anyway, that's what it looks like. And it's 360 adjustable. It means you can rotate it 360 degrees round. It's X-axis. It's lightweight, easy to carry, great help for soldering and clamping, adjustable base and clamp to hold various sizes of PC boards. So this would also act like a bit like a clamp, G-clamp, that you can extend it or bring it in to make it wider or narrower respectively. So let's get the thing out the box. Okay, so this is made by Duratech, like everything else that I own. That's a piece of rubbish. Let's see now. There we go. Nothing else in the box. Okay, so we've got, well, this is the adjustable part. There seems to be a screw here, two there, and I'm not sure what that one's for yet. I think it might be for up here. That's probably where it goes. Now, there is actually a captive nut in there, and it's fallen out of its little hole. There's a little captive nut here that's not quite in the right place. It should be down a bit further in the gap, but of course it's not, and I for the life of me cannot get it to go down there. Maybe if I just take this E-clip off. Of course that doesn't want to come out, does it? There it goes. Right, so take that off out of the way, move that out of the way, now I can see what I'm doing. Let's see, why is that not in the hole properly? It should be, but it doesn't want to seem to go in there. It's sort of like, and I dropped it on the floor. There we go. Okay, so I'll just screw this into the nut, so get it started. Now I can put this back together. Washer, E-clip, C-clip, C-clip. Well, it's actually a C-clip. And I need a pair of pliers to put that back on. There we go. That's back on. So yeah, and I assume that just does up to hold that still so it doesn't move. Okay, so having fixed that little problem, what I want to do now is I want to actually check that everything moves as it should. That's loose. That slides up and down. That one slides up and down. Now there's no instructions with this, but it looks pretty straightforward. You've got two bases like that, and in the bits that slide, you've actually got a screw hole here and a screw hole here. Same on the other side in the same direction, which line up with the screws in that base. So I'll just take the screws out of the base. So that means the actual feet, or the base legs, whatever you want to call it, will slide with this assembly. So it's not actually permanent in one position. So I'll just take that off and I'll put that on there. And that is all there is to it. I mean, I guess one could stay in one position permanently if you wanted, by doing that little thumb screw up, and then you can just slide this one, but be aware they do come off. There's no end stop, which is kind of annoying. But now I need a circuit board. I've got plenty to choose from here. I'll just use this clock kit that I built. So that would just like slip in like that. Then you would bring this up to the other end and try and get it to, it won't if those are in the way, we'll bend them out. Yep, and then bring that and give it a little bit of spring tension on this side, I guess, and then tighten at least that one up, and that'll hold the board nice and still whilst you're mounting components, and then you can just undo that and turn it, and then tighten it. Give it spring tension if you want. I would give it spring tension to stop the board slipping out. And then lock that one off as well. And it's still not quite gripping the board properly. Let's make sure I'm pushing up against it as hard as I can. And it's still a bit loose. Would have been nice if these were rubber. I'll try a unsoldered board in a minute, but that's basically the idea, and then you just, you know, rotate it around, add more components, and then solder. So let's try an unsoldered board, and that's going to do it a lot of good. So I'll use this any 5532 new preamp board that I've got to construct yet. So we put the board in like that, tighten him up. I suppose tighten the bottom as well would help. Yeah, that's a little bit tighter, it's not moving around as much. And then just rotate it to do your solder, put your components in, solder, etc. So yeah, for 20 bucks that's not a bad little tool. It seems to prove quite good, and does what it's supposed to do. I'm relatively happy there, so I'll be using that in upcoming videos. There's a bit of marring there on the paint, on the powder coating. But if I loosen off the bottom, yeah, that's what's making the board loose. So you've got to have the bottom tight as well, otherwise the spring's not really doing its job. So let's try a bigger board. So for instance, I might use my brand new OCL power amp board. Now this should take a board up to, I think, about 270 millimeters, maybe 300 at an outside stretch. But yeah, we're getting really close to the end stops, well, the ends of the tool here, so it's going to prove rather challenging sticking a board any larger than this in it. But larger boards, well, yeah, you'd probably do them laying face down on the desk. So I haven't quite got that right. It takes a little bit of effort, but yeah, there we go. I'm actually bowing the board with some tension off of it. Whee! There it goes. Put that back in. I don't want to give it too much pressure, only just a little, just to stop it from falling out. Yeah, that'll do. Yeah, it's bowing the board a bit. I mean, this is crap Bakelite board. Yeah, but you get the idea. This particular board I probably wouldn't put in this, just to protect it from bending, because once I start soldering and stuff, it might actually start to keep that bow in it. So yeah, depending on the type of board material you use, this tool is very handy. So I'm really quite happy with the purchase, and I am going to be definitely using it because it's a lot easier than having it sitting on the desk like this and flipping it over. In fact, this board's already bowed anyway. It's got quite a nice bow in it. Not happy with the quality of that, but once the transistors get mounted onto it, it'll probably pull it straight. Anyway, 20 bucks from JCar, catalogue number TH-1980, $1995. Yeah, if you're serious about soldering and building things or making things in general with electronics kits or your own designs, whatever, having something that will hold your circuit board for you while soldering makes life a lot easier. You're not having to always constantly turn the thing around or flip it over and everything. It's just a nicety, I guess. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little video, and yeah, I'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching. I'm the Astro 30, and as always, if you like this video, please remember to rate, comment and subscribe below, and you can always follow me on Facebook and Twitter. The links are in the description as usual. Anyways, this is the Astro 30 saying, see ya, have a great day, and I'm not your Darlington.